is the O'Sullivan family tomb. The O'Sullivan were landlords mainly in Glentown, British area, and their family tomb is there. Catherine O'Sullivan is the mother to Daniel O'Connell, and she's buried here. Came back when her husband died. They were living back in Cairn in Cahersiveen, and when O'Connell died, I think it was Morris was his name, or Murish, or whatever it is, I forget his Christian name. For some reason, very often, the widow woman was sort of, I won't say ostracised, but she kind of was out in a limb a bit. But anyway, she seemed to have come back, and she's buried here in this, and her name is on that Catherine, but it's nearly impossible to see it. So Catherine O'Sullivan. No, the O'Sullivans, I'll just briefly mention the O'Sullivans. The O'Sullivans were subject to the O'Callaghan's. They had a couple of townlands, Glentown, British, Bittenneck and Dara, and so on, and they fought as well with the O'Callaghan's at the Battle of Knocknanuss, and were evicted and were outlawed. But they had another property up near Cork City, and they went up and lived there, and Ballyvolane is named after them. And that's where Catherine was when she met O'Connell and got married. And in the early 1800s, I'm not sure exactly when, Daniel O'Connell bought back Glentown and British again for the O'Sullivan family, and restored it, and restored the O'Sullivans. And damn it, they didn't lose it again, because they borrowed heavily to build it up, because there was no house, no nothing in it. And they borrowed heavily and weren't able to repay for whatever reason, and then they lose it a second time. So eventually it was whittled down to a small, handy-sized farm. And the last of the O'Sullivans, interesting story, just to talk about the O'Sullivans. And you will be looking for stories. But when they went to build the new church in Glentown in 1878, they wanted to get out of the place where it was the original one was, that was built in 1821. It was kind of hidden back in under the hill and out of sight, and that wasn't going to be an eyesore for the Protestant community and all the rest of it. And they wanted to build it down in the heart of the village, and there was a big field there belonged to the O'Sullivans. And they asked the O'Sullivans would they sell an acre or two of ground so they could put their church right at the crossroads in the village. And the O'Sullivans refused. No, valuable property, couldn't part with any bit of it. And the priest said, the day will come when there'll be no O'Sullivan in Glentown. And sure enough, there is no O'Sullivan in Glentown now. The last of them died out, I suppose the 70s, was it?
70s.
Yeah. So the prediction came true, but that's the O'Sullivan too. And the access for those, very likely, is
underneath the stone.
This slab is probably concealing steps down to go down into it, and that's usually what they do in those situations. Okay, we'll move on.